Hey G Squad, welcome back to an episode of Is It Worth It? So today's episode, we have this cool, amazing product right here in my hand, and basically what this is a wireless earbud that's in use at home, in an office, on the go. So this is their brand new Apex Elite. I tested other ones in the past in terms of the regular Apex and then the Apex Pro. So this one right here is also a ANC Earbuds, so very similar to like the AirPods Pro or whatever, but this is from a Cowin brand right here. If you guys take a look at the bottom of the packaging right here, here's some specs that's on the product itself. So if you turn on the back side right here, you can see there's some more specs about the product itself as well right here. If you guys want to learn about it. And then we open up this part right here. That is basically what it looks like right there. So here's some more specs about the product itself to teach you guys how to use it and what's on here. And right here you can see the actual product itself right there. So let's open up and show you guys what it looks like inside. So inside it comes like this. So they provide you guys a user guide right here to teach you guys how to use it and all the different functionality that's on here. And then right here they provide you guys a cable. So the cable that's included right here is a USB to USB-C cable. So that way you can definitely get the fastest charging option to charge the earbuds itself or the charging case itself. And right here they provide us some extra ear tips if you guys need to replace it. So they have it in small, medium, and large. If you guys don't need to change it or anything, you guys can just use the one that's included on the actual earbud itself. So last but not least, we have the actual product itself right here. So we have the two earbuds, left and right. And then right here we have the charging case. So let's take it all out and show you guys how to use it and what it actually looks like. Alright, so right here we have the case. Let's open up. So this is what the case looks like right here. If you can see, if you open up, that's what the inside looks like. So you want to plug your earbuds right here, and the labels R and L, so you guys know which side is which. And we turn to the back side right here. That is basically where you plug in the cable to recharge the product itself. So I'm going to take out the earbuds to show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so once we take it out, you guys can see that this is basically what it looks like on this side. It kind of looks like a bell spot design, like the Pokemon. Very similar to like the AirPods Pro design. If you turn on the other side, this is basically what it looks like on this side right here. So definitely a very cool and unique design for the actual product itself right here. And for these earbuds right here, it does have the touch controls on the side right here. And if you guys ever forget about how to use the product itself in terms of all the touch controls, you guys can always refer to the instruction manual or user guide that's included earlier. So all you guys need to do is just plug it inside right here. And once you guys plug it in, you guys can see that that is basically what it looks like. So that is how you guys know when it's charging. And you just want to close the case and it starts charging inside right there. And that is basically everything that's on the product itself. Before I actually do a charging test and actual test of the product itself, let's talk about some of the specs that's on here first. So first and foremost, obviously the product itself, like I mentioned, it does have the ANC technology. So if you guys are using this on the plane, on the go, where there's a lot of noise, with the dual hybrid ANC technology that's built on the product itself, you guys can definitely cancel out a lot of the noise that you don't want. Especially when you guys are flying and you guys don't want to hear the engine noise. So that's actually really cool. So that way you guys don't have to wear like a huge headphone when you're traveling. You can just put that smaller earbuds in your ear. Next thing, on the actual earbuds itself, it actually has 6 different mics that's built on the product itself. So that way it can actually give you guys a really clear audio on the microphone itself where you're making calls and whatever. We're going to do a test in a second to see how clear that is. The next thing that they actually mentioned about the product itself is the fact that it has a superior sound, audio and bass quality or whatever that's on the earbud itself, which we'll also test in a second. And the next thing that I actually mentioned is the fact that on the actual earbuds ear tips that they have right here, they actually use a ultra soft silicone material to make it really comfortable when you actually put it on, which we'll also test that in a second to see whether or not that's true. And then the next thing that I actually mentioned is the fact that there's no interruption when you actually use the product itself, because it has a very strong connection using the Bluetooth 5.0 technology. So that way you can actually use it for longer range and also faster connection as well. Even if you guys use it at a crowded area, it shouldn't be an issue. And last and final thing is the battery life on the actual product itself. So the battery life on here definitely should last you guys for quite some time. So it actually mentioned you guys can get a maximum of 7 hours to 8 hours of usage on the actual product itself. So obviously for you guys to get that 7 to 8 hours of usage on the actual product itself, you have to use it at the lowest volume setting. If you guys use it at the highest volume setting, you mostly will not get that full 7 or 8 hours that mentioned. So obviously that's not a huge issue, because if you guys have the charging case, you can get additional 27 hours of usage. So that is basically everything in terms of the specs that's on the product itself. Now I'm actually plug it in to show you guys how to charge the product itself, and then we're gonna test it out. So I'm gonna plug this into my power bank that we have right here. Alright, so I just want to plug this in right here. Alright, so once we plug it in, you guys can see that I have a blinking light right there. So that's how you guys know when the product itself is charging. So right now it's 3 out of 4, so it's not fully charged. So pretty easy to charge the product itself, and see right there. And when you're done using it, or you guys want to let it charge, just close it back up. And it has a very strong magnet to actually seal it back up. Now I'm actually put it on to show you guys what it actually looks like, and we'll test out the audio and the microphone on here. Alright, so once you guys put it on, it should look something like this. So the moment I put it on, I can definitely hear like there's a little bit of like a noise cancellation with the actual earplug itself to cancel out a little bit of the noise. And that's without the ANC technology on yet. But first, let me actually pair it onto my device and see how it works. Alright, so connected. So the cool thing about the product itself, if you can see right here, like I mentioned, it has the option where you can turn on the ANC option or ambient mode. And the way how you guys turn on and off the ANC option is by pressing it down for 2 seconds or so. So they actually have a little touch area right here. So I press and hold it. It will say transparency mode, and that way you can actually hear the surrounding. If you guys press and hold it again, it will say ANC on. So right now the ANC is on. Obviously you guys can't hear it, but I can definitely hear how it cancels out a lot of the surrounding noise. So actually it's really quiet right now. So the one thing to remember is that when you use the ANC technology, it just cancels out the surrounding sound. But if someone was like talking or whatever, you guys can still hear them. It's probably better for you guys to turn the ambient or the transparency mode if you guys want to be more aware of the surrounding. But definitely really cool how it has those two options here. But let me actually test out the microphone on here first to see what it actually sounds like. Alright, so basically what you guys are listening to right now is the audio that's coming from the microphone on here. You guys can hear what it actually sounds like. Now let me actually show you guys what it actually sounds like if you actually use the microphone on the actual iPhone itself. Alright, so what you're listening to now is the microphone that's coming from the iPhone itself. Now let's actually hear the difference and see what are the difference between here versus the actual microphone on here. Alright, so after we did the audio test for the actual microphone on here versus the one on the actual phone itself, you guys can definitely hear like a slight difference. When you guys use the microphone that's on the iPhone itself, it's really clear. But when I use it on here, it's even more clear, and it definitely has that noise reduction or noise cancellation. So that way you don't hear as much of the surrounding noise or whatever. But now I'm actually test out the audio and the bass on here and see what it actually sounds like. Alright, so I just finished the audio test from listening to the audio that's on the actual earbuds itself right here. I think it has a perfect balance of both the audio and the bass on here, where it's really powerful and it doesn't overpower each other, but it's a good amount of bass where, at least for my preference, I actually enjoy a lot. So if you do want like an earbuds or headphone that supports more like audio quality or whatever and less bass, then this is probably not ideal for you guys. But if you guys want a good combination of both a good audio and a good bass, then this one is definitely super awesome. You guys can definitely feel how comfortable it is compared to like other earbuds out there in the market today, especially if you guys compare it to like the AirPods Pro. This one definitely feels a lot more comfortable than the AirPods Pro, and you guys don't even need to use like the memory foam ear tips right here, which is pretty awesome. So that is basically everything that's on the product itself. Now that we can unboxing and test the product itself, now to answer the question of whether or not it's actually worth it or not. So for me, honestly, I definitely have to say that this product is super worth it. Like I mentioned, it is one of their best earbuds that they made so far. If you guys compare it to like the Apex Pro, AirPods Pro or whatever, this one definitely beats a lot of those earbuds that I mentioned, and probably a lot of other ones out there in the market today. But then obviously for those guys who don't want or don't need one or have to use one of these, then obviously don't buy one and save the money for something else that you do need. So that's basically everything for this video itself. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button in the bottom. That will definitely help this video out, and it will definitely help with the algorithm as well to promote more videos for you guys, so you guys can see more of the videos or similar videos as well. But as always, make sure to stay positive, be you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Is It Worth It? Peace.